When you're doing embroidery or sitting and doing something creative, your mind is so occupied in doing that, your negative thoughts, etc., goes away from your mind. Appreciating something very creative creates a very good sense of well-being. So that makes a person less stressful and less anxiety. Personally experienced, because every day I do some embroidery.
Hey, you are listening to Dream 100 Business Show podcast with Savita Hosamani. We at Dream 100 Business Show are on a mission to help business owners to move to the next level in their personal and business journey by helping them to make smarter decisions. In this show, we decode what goes on in the minds of successful business owners during challenging times and how they converted their dreams into profitable products or services. Your passion is just a hobby. Hobby will not feed your stomach. Study and settle down for a living. Then do your hobby in your free time. This is what I have been listening to during my growing up years. Though I did not wish to believe in these statements, I could do nothing about it then. Now I can say that these statements do not intimidate me as I have enough examples to prove otherwise. In today's episode, I'm super excited to decode how a creative passion like hand embroidery of Sujaya Mahesh, who was a home science professor, turned into a profitable business called Sameeksha School of Embroidery and touched international borders. Here are the steps of how she did it. The first question that arises: so, how did she arrive at the business idea? And why did she start with hand embroidery of kasoti?
When I started, I felt, Kasuti could be taken to a different level because all the other Indian embroideries have been taken abroad. And when you see in museums, you will see Kanta, you will see Zardozi or Ari embroidery or embroidery from Gujarat. But you'll never find Kasuti product in any of the museums abroad or in India.
She found the gap in the market and wanted to fill the gap. So this is the first step of her business idea. Now the next step is, how did she step out of her comfort zone to test her product?
So when I came back to Bangalore after a few months, then I went to Fab India to ask them to give me orders in Kasuti. But the person who was there at that time in Fab India, so she said, no, we cannot do that. So instead, I would suggest that you have an exhibition in Fab India. We'll give you the premises and you could bring the ilkal saris and the khana blouse pieces and Kasuti, because in those days, I'm talking about, say, 20, 22 years ago, that time, nobody had heard of all these fabrics from northern parts of Karnataka. So she said that would give us a real opening about, we are not able to procure things from that part of Karnataka. So that would help. So that's how Sameeksha started.
She marketed her own products by stepping out of her comfort zone and took up the first opportunity given. Then, how did she build the team and her business? And the most important thing, how did she fund her business?
So I had to have a clear path. How would Sameeksha go from here? So first started off with working and identifying few women who were skilled in Kasuti. And we formed a group since I knew a bit of embroidery. So I fine-tuned their skills, like maybe in sense, color sense and how to place the motifs, etc. And then we started making a few products. And then I had to source the ilkal saris and all that. So I went to the weavers and I went to the retailers. So they gave me a credit. Wow. Maybe for 2 months or 3 months or whenever I had the exhibition. So that helped me a lot because, investing so much money because you are new to business and I didn't know whether I would succeed or what would happen.
She trained her team and she created a self-sustaining model. The next question which arises in our minds is, how did she gain customers who supported her?
Yeah, first year, even though they did a lot of advertising, it wasn't very exciting, but we did break through because a lot of people appreciated, and a lot of write-ups happened in the media and things like that. And every year, people would look forward to our exhibitions. It had become like an annual event. And also because of that event, and so many other retailers and so many boutiques and so many customers started contacting us directly for the embroidery, and from there we took on.
She created the product value and thereby a demand for her products. So when people started buying it, how did she start expanding her business?
So after we moved back to Bangalore, because I had to start something here new for people to move into, drop into our store. So I started Sameeksha School of Embroidery. So people would come and we would take orders and they would learn, and two, three things together would help the business. That was the idea. And also to propagate the skill of hand embroidery was always on my mind, but only a place like Bangalore would attract a lot of students than in Hubli, because Hubli everybody knows Kasuti. So I couldn't do it there. So after move back, I started Sameeksha School of Embroidery.
By providing training, conducting workshops, and introducing corporate gifting, she got students of different nationalities. So, this is a real time study of how passion can be converted to a profitable business model. If your hobby can become your passion, which makes you feel whole and can be monetized into a viable business, then life is a real celebration. So now let's summarize the top 5 steps to convert your passion into profits. So to develop the business idea, all you have to do is find a gap which is there relating to your passion and observe what other businesses are missing and use your business idea to fill that void in the marketplace. Secondly, be comfortable to step out of your comfort zone while you're marketing the product. Thirdly, work on building the business and generate revenue to keep the business going. Fourth, when you start providing value, you will start gaining customers. Fifth is that explore new avenues of expanding your business, become an expert, and business will start thriving. Do you want to know the details of how Sujaya Mahesh actually did it? Then listen to the 32nd episode, Crafting World Class Hand Embroidery Products with Sujaya Mahesh on Dream 100 Business Show. And you will get the entire details on this show. If you are a person with a creative hinge and toying with the idea of turning your passion into a business model, or you are an entrepreneur thinking of an innovative idea for your next product, then this episode might have added value to your ideas. So if you have someone in your circles who is debating within themselves, then share this episode to them. And if you need to interact in real time with real people, then click on the link in the show notes and join the Telegram group to connect and interact with other listeners. We are waiting to hear from you, and thank you so much for being such a wonderful listener.